We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Part 2, Chapter 23, the Song of Avanti Brahmana. Yesterday we saw how time, space and various other things in this material world are not supposed to act on the spirit soul as we call it, Jivatma. The thing which they affect are the body. Various bodies are there we have. So they affect the bodies, but the spirit soul is not affected at all. This happiness and distress is always experienced by the bodies. The nature of the spirit soul is transcendental. It is beyond the gunas, beyond this material realm, and that is the reason why it is not at all affected. So this is what we had learned yesterday. So now we are going to do Canto 11, Part 2, Chapter 23, the Song of Avanti Brahmana, verse 57. I shall cross over the insurmountable ocean of nations by being firmly fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna. This was approved by the previous acharyas who were fixed in firm devotion to the Lord Paramatma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the Avanti Brahmana says that I will not get affected by anything that is happening in this world because people can do whatever they feel like, but I am not supposed to be reacting to anything. The world may react very badly with me. The world may sometimes praise me. Sometimes some things happen in our world which keep on disturbing the mental peace and happiness of everybody around. But as far as I am concerned, I am spiritually a perfect being and nothing in this world can affect me whatsoever. The one thing which I need to always do is always believe in Sri Krishna and be at his lotus feet. That means be lost in the divine consciousness at all given point in time. And nothing should deter me. So verse 58 says, we are moving to the next verse. Lord Krishna said, thus becoming detached upon the loss of his property, this sage gave up his moroseness. He left home, taking sannyasa, and began to travel the earth. Even when insulted by foolish rascals, he remained unanswered from his duty and chanting this song. So what we heard was the entire song. How the Brahmana was behaving in this world after he has gone through a state of complete dispassion and detachment. So Krishna is telling Uddhava, remember that he was telling a story of this Avanti Brahmana. So when he is telling the story, he says, thus becoming detached upon the loss of his property. The Brahmana has lost everything, including his family. His family has also disowned him. Everybody has disowned him. He has lost his property. He has no money left whatsoever. Even after that, being completely detached and dispassionate to this world, he is not morose. He is not become very upset about the whole thing, because those who are in spiritual know that this is actually happening in the material world. All that is happening in the material world is only an illusion. It is called Maya. And Maya is constantly with us. We keep on getting disturbed by the Maya. This sage was not getting disturbed at all because he had transcended. He has gone beyond this material realm to the spiritual. He left home, took sannyasa and began to travel about the earth. So he started his Brahman. He started going from one place to another place to another place. See, in our spiritual world, what we do is, it is believed that when you go from place to place to place, you get more freedom, you get more knowledge, you become spiritually perfect. There is nothing like that. Remember, what is mentioned over here is Krishna is telling Uddhava. Krishna is not advising Uddhava about this. He is saying this is what the Brahmana did. People normally mistake it as, no, Krishna is advising me also to run away somewhere. No, Krishna is not saying anything like that. The best thing for anybody to do is to take up a place and stay over there permanently if they want to. Just like Sai Baba did. Sai Baba, what did he do? He took up a place in Shirdi and just stayed there. What did Ramakrishna Paramahansa do? He just took up a place which was in Calcutta and he stayed over there. It was a temple. First it was the Dakshineshwar temple, and later on, because he was sick, he was transferred to another house. But otherwise he continued on his journey over there itself. You don't have to go from place to place to place to search for God. God is right there next to you. So you don't have to keep on searching for him anywhere. So spiritual perfect people always stay within that domain wherever they are. But this Brahmana, he became a sannyasi. Sannyasi normally means you have become a complete renunciate. Sannyasa talks about giving up everything. That means even the clothes that you wear, you cannot wear fancy clothes. You have to wear very simple clothes which do not bring any idea about I want this and I want that. See, normally what happens in our material world, when we see something good, what is it that happens to us? Oh, can I have that? Can I have this? These kind of desires keep on cropping up in our world. Whereas, if you are a sannyasi, you are not even supposed to have those desires. But if you are a spiritual being, you know very well whatever is supposed to come to you will anyway come to you. But only thing is we have to overcome the desires. You don't have to have any desire. The spiritually perfect beings receive everything on their own by the grace of God. Whether it is money, place, clothes, you name it. It does not matter. The best thing for any human being to do is stay where they are in a complete detached manner and be lost in the Lord. Meanwhile, on the other hand, doing everything that is required for them in the world to do. That means they are in the family way or whichever way, I'm sorry, I should not say family way, it means having a kid. Having a family, that also I can't say. Living in a family, with all the people around, they can stay. But in an extremely detached manner. There should be no attachment whatsoever. The only attachment is towards the Lord. That's it. So, he left home taking sannyasa and began to travel the earth. Even when insulted by foolish rascals, he remained unswerved from his duty and chanted the song. We get upset when somebody says something to us. Even if somebody doesn't say something to us, or if it is not even involved in the action, and yet we feel, oh, this person is not saying something to me. That means there is something wrong. If the person says something bad, you feel, oh, this person is saying something bad to me. We get carried away in the material world this way and that way. But a spiritually perfect person doesn't get disturbed even if anybody says anything bad to him. He's always supposed to be his good self, doing what he's supposed to do. That means all his duties have to be performed perfectly. That is what we discussed yesterday, isn't it? To perform all duties in the most perfect manner while serving the world and yet being completely detached. So the Brahmana started doing that. So we are going to verse 59. This is a very interesting verse. No other force besides his own mental confusion makes the soul experience happiness and distress. His perception of friends, neutral parties and enemies and the whole material life he builds around this perception are simply created out of ignorance. This is a very, very important line for us to understand. No other force besides his own mental confusion. makes the soul experience happiness and distress. Let us try to take one example. See, in an example, you have gone for a fashion show. Now, in the fashion show, or maybe you have gone out somewhere to the beach. What happens to the person when they go to such kind of places? There are beautiful people, women and men moving all over the place. Now, is that object disturbing you? So there are beautiful women moving around over there. Are they disturbing you? The males, all the handsome hunks, they are going around showing whatever they have got. Are they disturbing you? Even for a moment, a thought which comes inside your mind can destroy the entire goodness that is there. You know how that works? Let us say today is Makar Sankranti. You know that. Happy Sankranti to all. On today's day, you are making kheer. In English, they will call it porridge. So now you are making kheer. It's a sweet preparation. And just imagine, perchance, one fly drops inside. Or a little lemon is squeezed inside, just one drop of it. What is going to happen to that entire kheer? Well, it will get spoiled, isn't it? Just imagine the good thoughts that are there in your mind can be spoiled by one single thought. Everybody believes in this world that this person is so very nice. And that person has always been doing very well in studies, has been kind, gentle, and so on and so forth. Suddenly one fine day, there is a rumor which says, somebody comes and tells, you know that fellow? I saw him at that one particular place. Oh, it's a gambling den, or maybe it's a bar or something. What happens to that entire goodness that was surrounding this person? In one single stroke, it got destroyed. Isn't it? Now, there is already a bad person. Okay? This person always does everything wrong. He is a gambler, he is this, he is that, drinks and smokes, and you do all kinds of things. How much of goodness will this person have to do to overcome that bad stuff? This entire lifetime will not be sufficient. You should know that. Maybe n number of lifetimes have to be taken up by this person to actually become good. So did you understand how goodness and that bad stuff affects a human being? So, this problem which happens is because of perception. We are all having perception which is created by our mind. We do not take it for granted that everything is fine. One bad sentence, one bad sentence can destroy the entire thing. How many sentences do you want to know? Somebody said shithole countries, finished. The entire media took it up and they said this person is bad, he has to be removed, this has to be done, that has to be done. One wrong sentence. Now, what was the perception? There was a very previous Prime President of United States. Okay, let us take his example. Now he was governing properly, everything was going nice. And just imagine today, one scandal comes out. Okay, this is what he did. Some small stuff. Do you know what happens to all those 8 years that he spent in the government? They all come to nil. Do you remember the case of Richard Nixon? Of course, everybody remembers Richard Nixon. The Watergate scandal was the biggest problem. And people are young, so they may remember Hillary Clinton's husband, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was that handsome person who was ruling a very, young country. Everything was going on quite fine. Suddenly one scandal came up. Monica Lewinsky, finished. So what happened on that day? He became a playboy. Isn't it? Then everybody started coming out with it. So did you understand this? These are called perceptions. Perceptions are, now there are all these people, whether you take it, all the hosts of all the channels who are pointing fingers at all these politicians. If you go and dig them up, what will happen? They are equally the same, isn't it? There isn't a single man on this planet Earth who can say that I don't have any wrongdoings in this world. That is the reason why that sentence is there in the Bible. When they were throwing stones, or everybody had gathered and they were throwing stones at Mary Magdalene. So Jesus said, anybody who has not sinned can take the stone and throw at her. But if you have sinned, if you have done something wrong, don't do that. So I ask all these people, can you do that? Everybody is lecherous, by the way. Every person, all those channel hosts which are there across the world, there isn't a single man on this planet Earth who has not done something wrong. But why is it that somebody has to be singled out? Do you think the same can happen in China or India? Try saying something bad about the president or the prime minister. The next instance, the whole country will be against you. You remember, this president or the prime minister represents that country. And you cannot call your president or your prime minister in a very bad manner. You should not. That just shows what kind of a, nation you are. People forget one thing, that whoever is there in that position of power, could be anybody, God has put him over there. And who are you to challenge him? Yeah, you can have elections later on and maybe somebody else may get elected. Today, Narendra Modi is our Prime Minister. God has put him over there. We should honor that. Whatever God has done, today we have to honor it. Who is the person who is giving us the perception about good and bad? That is the verse. It's your own mental confusion. Own mental confusion. That is what makes you experience happiness or distress. It is the way you look at the same object. Why does everybody have to see the object in a very, very critical manner? Please, don't ever do that. It is not right. A person should never look at an object in a very, very critical manner. Please look at it. First, give everybody the benefit of doubt. Do you know in the court what is the rule? that person has to be proven guilty. Till that time you can't say anything. Isn't it? So first you have to give the benefit of the doubt to every person. But our mind is completely biased. What do? We are always taking sides. We are either saying good or we are saying bad. And this is created by your own mental confusion. Did you get it? The object is not disturbing. Please understand, there are objects all over the world. But why is it that the object is disturbing? It is your mind which can disturb, isn't it? Alright, think about it. Now tomorrow, you find a big knife lying on the floor. When you have gone out somewhere, you find a very big knife lying over there. Which I found, one day. We were playing as kids, 5, 6, 7 years old, that time. And our ball went into a gutter. Kids, you know what they will do? They will enter even the gutter. It does not matter to them. So we lifted the lid of the gutter. And one child went inside and was searching for the ball. In that he found such a big knife. And it was covered with blood. What are we to do as kids? So immediately we all took a decision. We have to hand it over. There was one constable, who was staying nearby. So we went and gave it to him. Since we found this knife. What he did with it later on, I don't care. But this is what can happen. What was the knife used for? Don't speculate. Don't speculate. The immediate thought is, somebody must have been murdered. Isn't it? What is the immediate thought saying? Something wrong must have happened. How do you know? Isn't your mind speculating on just that object? Did you get the point? We speculate on the object. Now today, you see there is Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss that, Miss that. Everything is there. All these. And there are all those, Sports Illustrated shoots and all those other shoots are there. I'm sure, if you have seen all of them, what is the first thought that comes to the mind? It is not a good thought. Nobody has a good thought. In India we say, अच्छे घराने की लड़कियां ऐसे सब नहीं करेगी. You know what? अच्छे घराने की लड़कियां means what? What does अच्छे घराने की? अच्छे घराने की means those who come from decent families, the girls from that family will not do this kind of a thing. What do you mean by this kind of a thing? But that is the first thing that happens to us, isn't it? We get disturbed and our thoughts, they will always go in that direction. Long ago, one lady used to come to the store. And this lady, she was, at that time aerobics was a great thing. You know what aerobics is? It all started with Jane Fonda and all those people, and later on it became all that dance forms and whatnot. Now Zumba, Umma, all those things are also there. But during that time it was aerobics. And this lady was teaching aerobics and she was our customer. And later on she became Mrs. India. There was a title called Mrs. India. And we were in awe. Oh my God, this lady has become Mrs. India, What is Mrs. India supposed to do? She's also supposed to go in a bikini and show off her body and all that. But in Miss India also it's the same thing, isn't it? I mean, think about it. Why is it that the shows are supposed to be about the body and not about the brains? The question mark may come, isn't it, in our minds? Why is it about the body and not about the brains? But then there are certain creatures which are meant for the show of the body. Like the butterfly, You are not thinking about butterfly's brain. Do you think like that? No. So some people in this world may be hunks. Like they look very good. They must be Mr. So-and-so. And they must be Miss So-and-so. It does not matter. They are meant for that purpose. And we should not be judgmental on that. If somebody wants to become Mr. World and Miss World and God knows who cares. They are meant for that purpose. Isn't it? Some creatures in this world are meant only for the purpose of show. Some flowers are there in this world. They don't have any smell. You know that, no? They are just a show flower. So you can just put them up like carnations. They look very nice. But there are certain flowers which are nice smell. Suvas we call it. Lilies and all those. This is a Chennai Gulab. Oh my God. They make gulkand out of it. So, everybody has been given their position. And we are nobody to judge that. If somebody wants to go in a bikini, that is their problem, not ours. Somebody wants to do porn, that is their problem. Today there is so much of problem. The moment, I have forgotten the name of that lady who is very famous in India. I think she gets the maximum hit. Okay. In her name, everybody will go and, yes, Sunny Leone. See, everybody is so quick. Sunny Leone. Why? She's a porn star who became an actress. Why? But that is what they are meant for. Okay. So why are we so much bothered about it? So did you understand what this is? It is the mental confusion that we have. We do not have that kind of a mind which says, no, you should be neutral in this. We are not neutral. We are always going this way or that way. Be steady. That is called, when your mind is absolutely steady, not getting swayed here and there. It is called equanimity of mind. A man learns equanimity of mind. There's a lady who goes and gives very great speeches, and she will walk out of the United Nations the next moment she finishes her speech. She's a representative of the United States. She's an Indian woman of Indian descent. Okay? And she gives a fiery speech over there. And when she says veto, it's a veto. You can't do anything against it. You should listen to her speech. So the first thing that comes to the mind of everybody in the United Nations is, she's just like the president. And then the next thing that comes in the press, she may become the next president. You don't understand why is it so? Why are we becoming so? See, if you are belonging to a particular party, you are supposed to be supporting them, isn't it? So what is happening in India today? The Chief Justice of India on one side and all the judges on the other side. And there is so much of a furor. And what did they do? They all came in the public and washed their dirty linen over there, which is not supposed to be done. They are justices. They are Chief Justice. They are the judges of the Supreme Court. It is not expected out of them. But they have already done it. So now what? Are we supposed to get disturbed by all these things? Spiritual person is not supposed to take any sides. And so I hope you understand, if you are going to be having this equanimity of mind, then no amount of happiness or no amount of distress will upset you. Got it? His perceptions of friends, neutral parties and enemies and the whole material life he builds around his perception are simply created out of ignorance. Every idea that you have about every person in this world, if you have taken an approach which is the right and the wrong, it is your mental perception. If you believe somebody is good, it is your mental perception. If you believe somebody is a bad person, it is your mental perception. Why are you making judgments? By the way, who has given you this right of making judgments? So, there is this beautiful film which I recommended you all just few days ago. It's called The Shack. It's a 2017 film which has just come out. It is about God. And the God is shown as a black woman. In that, this man has lost his small baby. Somebody kidnaps her, rapes her and throws her body somewhere. Okay? And the one thing which this man has is, I hate what God has done to me. And he becomes very judgmental about God. He says, why did God have to do this to me? So when you watch this film, you will see that there is one particular scene where he is told by Jesus, go inside this place. There is a cave. So he goes inside that cave. And in that cave, there is a throne on which a lady is sitting. So he asks her, who are you? So she says, I am justice. So he asks her, so why is God so unjust to me? He killed my small baby. What had my baby done something wrong? So you know what that justice does? She says, it is your time to sit on this chair. And he has to go and sit on that chair and judge. How can you judge someone else when you have done the same thing in the world? If you have gone and drunk, if you have gone and smoked, if you have gone and womanized, if you have gone and gambled, how can you judge someone else in this world? You are no one to judge. Only God can judge. So refrain from making judgments on people, please. So the first thing that you need to do to overcome the mind is stop your mind from making judgments. Constantly we are judging other people. When you point one finger towards someone, you are pointing 3 fingers towards yourself. This is a very common saying, isn't it? Don't do that. Please don't make judgments on anybody. Just take it at face value. Got it? Yes, even if you see the person doing something wrong, if you are a spiritual being, you are not supposed to react to it. Then what is the reaction that you are supposed to do? The only thing that you can do is walk away from there. If you see a snake over there, don't go and pet it. You got it? If you see a snake, the snake has its characteristics. What is the characteristic of a snake? Psst. It's going to hiss and bite you, isn't it? And you can get poisoned. Why do you want to go and pet a snake? If you see a lion and a tiger, why do you want to go and pet it? They are dangerous animals. Isn't it? So there are some people in our world which are toxic in nature. Toxicity. Like the snake, they have the fangs and that the poison comes out. Some people in this world are toxic in nature. What can we do to the toxic people? We can't do anything about it, isn't it? Are you going to go and change them? Please don't try to change a person who is toxic. You cannot remove glands from the snake and try to make him a very nice person. Snake, you have to be very nice from tomorrow. You can't. The snake is a snake. Don't go near him. You can stay away from these kind of toxic people. Please understand this. But do not make judgments on anybody. Your idea is don't ever make judgments on anybody. They are toxic because God has made them like that. Did I not tell you that if somebody is doing their fashion show, God has made them for that purpose only. They are supposed to be cute looking faces and all that kind of stuff. Okay? Good bodies, cute looking faces. You know that, isn't it? Why are we bothered about them? They are supposed to do that. So let them do that. If tomorrow Kim Kardashian wants to become a Garguti wife, kind of, you cannot do that. She cannot become, a housewife, kind of, goody stuff. No. What is expected out of her? She is anyway keeping on doing the same stuff, isn't it? She is expected to do that. So you think that all those presidents and the prime ministers who were lecherous people have given up that? No. It doesn't happen. Tomorrow Harvey Weinsteins and all those people who we think, they are going to give up what they are doing. No. Why are we trying to change them? You think by putting somebody in a jail is going to change their nature? It doesn't happen. A snake is a snake is a snake is a snake. Got it? Yeah, he can remove the teeth and you can make him toothless also. But at the end of the day, he can just coil himself around you and kill you also, isn't it? It doesn't require just the teeth, isn't it? Why bother so much about that? So in our life, anybody can say anything that they want. We should not make judgments on them. Some people are born beautiful. Should we go and say, Acha, yeah, aisa hi hai? No. God has made them beautiful for some reason. Some people are born ugly. Some people are born short, some are tall. Everybody has got their pluses and minuses. Some people have great brains. They can think through things. Some people can't even think. We are not supposed to bother our head about it. What are we here for? Please understand that you are here for some reason. If you are a snake, start doing like a snake. You can please do that. If that is what you are. All the Himmlers and the Hitlers of this world, they were supposed to kill people. Are they bad? That is their problem. They killed so many Jews. And what about the Jews? They were supposed to die. Are we supposed to be judgmental on anybody? Yeah, the world is judgmental. They will hold court cases. They will do whatever they want. But as a spiritual being, you are supposed to be not judgmental. Have you not seen that when Mirabai was given poison, did she say, "You gave me poison"? Is that what she did? Did she point out fingers? She just said, "Krishna, please save me." Krishna is there to save her. He will take care of her. Correct? But Draupadi did completely different thing. That's why all her family went to hell. Okay? What did she do? She was disrobed in front of all the people. She carried the grudge. And she made her husbands also carry the grudge. 14 years. And then there was the great Mahabharata, the war. And everything came to an end. So should we hold her responsible? No, she was meant to do that, isn't it? So should we become judgmental on Draupadi? No. That is her story. But that is not Mirabai's story. Mirabai was not supposed to do that. So did you get the point? There are hundreds of views out there. Somebody will say something good, somebody will say something bad. If we are spiritual, we are not supposed to react to anything. We are supposed to be neutral and we are supposed to do our work and progress in our world. So this is what this verse is saying. No other force besides the own mental confusion makes the soul experience happiness and sadness and distress. His perception of friends, neutral parties and enemies and the whole material life he builds around these perceptions are simply created out of ignorance. So everything that a mind thinks is basically through ignorance alone. My dear Uddhava, fix your intelligence on me. You should thus completely control the mind. This is the essence of the science of yoga. What is the essence of yoga? Not doing body exercises, okay? People in this world, they do like this, like this. You should see the kind of poses that they do. They twist and contort and distort their bodies. Okay? Yoga is what? They are fit to be monkeys. Can you not see a monkey doing like this, like this, like this? I mean, tell me something. Can you ever visualize Jesus Christ doing that? No. I mean, just imagine Jesus Christ doing like this, touching his feet and all that kind of thing. No. You ever think of Sai Baba doing that? No. Did you ever see Mirabai do that? No. They are not that kind of a creature. So there are some people who want to take care of their bodies, so they will do all kind of monkey acrobatics, okay? Jump from one place to another, twist their bodies, do all kinds of stuff. Does that give you spiritual perfection? I don't think so. Because in the last entire millennia, all the great founders of religion, nobody has ever advised that. Yes, you want to be healthy and you want to make your body good, please do all exercises. You do a yoga, all that hatha yoga and everything, please do that. But spiritual perfection, even if Patanjali must have written about it, I don't know about Patanjali. But there is a path to that, okay? Path Anjali. Okay? A path for Anjali. Anjali means what? To offer. Flowers to God is called offering. So path Anjali. What is that? Use that path of devotion to reach God. In today's day and age, the path which is open to all of us is devotion to God. No acrobatics. Yeah, you can do pranayama and all that. You can raise your kundalini. You can become kundalini yogi, falana dikna. Everything in this world you want to do. Yeah, I said falana dikna after a very long time. Right? So, you can do all that kind of stuff, but still it doesn't give you perfection. In this case, what he says, fix your intelligence on me. Krishna is telling Uddhava, the only thing that you need to do is, can you fix your intelligence on me and control your mind? This is difficult. Yes, it is difficult a little bit. See, now, you have gone for a movie. Okay, a very nice movie is going on. Can you fix your mind on Krishna and watch the movie? No. No way can you watch the movie by fixing your mind on Krishna, okay? You are going to be fixated about that thing. Yesterday, did you see my satsang? I was not even aware that my headphones were in my ear, It is later or after the satsang I came to know that, the headphones are there in your ear, Guru. What? Okay, so today I removed them first. If you are fixated on that one object called Krishna, then everything revolves around him. Okay? I will give you one very beautiful way of looking at it. Do you know all the love songs that are there? All the songs which talk about all the good stuff in this world. Take any song for that matter. Okay? And instead of having your boyfriend or your girlfriend in front of you, just think Krishna. Replace that person with Krishna. And just check whether the song converts itself into love for him or no. Just try it out. It's a very beautiful experiment. Take any movie song, take any song that is there in this planet Earth on love and devotion or on love for anything or any good song that is there, not the bad songs, okay? Yo, honey singing, all those, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the rap songs that are there, F this one, S that one, all that. No. I'm not talking about that. Take the good songs and just think, Jesus, think Krishna, you know what is going to happen? All those songs become very devotional in nature. So Krishna is saying one thing. He says, you do your work in this world, but only think about me. There's a way of looking at it. Okay. So when you have your wife or your husband, oh, he's my Krishna. That's a way of looking at it, but that doesn't make it Krishna, because that fellow has his shortcomings, isn't it? Every man and woman on this planet Earth have their shortcomings, but Krishna is perfect. So what do? You just attribute him, put him over there and say, okay, fine. So everything that you do, you focus at me only. So all your intellect is towards me. You will ask me, how does that work? I don't understand. Now let us say you are a student of business management. Guruji, how is business management supposed to be working for Krishna? I don't know. Just imagine, think about it. Krishna is the chairman and the CEO of your company. Think. Are you going to work for him? Yes. Then how are you supposed to work? Remember my yesterday's satsang, what did I tell you? Diligently, with discipline and working very hard. So that is how you got to work for him. So you work hard. He is your chairman. He is your managing director. So work hard for him. All profits that come in his name, not your name. Correct? What else? Whatever you earn, he is giving you, not somebody else. Got the point? So everything in your world revolves around this one person only. Then what will happen? You will see this world as a beautiful place. You will become spiritually perfect. So this is the essence of the science of yoga. This is the true essence of the science of yoga. Now you will understand why do the priests and the nuns and everybody in Christianity, don't you know that they get married to Christ? Marriage to Christ means he is your husband, he is your everything. So you are supposed to be only dedicated to your life to him. Physically he may not be present. Physically he is there or what? No. But you are serving him. He is the husband. Anyone who listens or recites to others this song of the sannyasi, which presents scientific knowledge of the absolute, and who thus meditates upon it in full attention, will never again be overwhelmed by the dualities of material happiness and distress. So this, we have come to the end of this chapter, where the story of the Avanti Brahmana has been recited to you, has been told to you. So those who understand this, you have understood most of the lessons, correct? Don't become judgmental. Today's lesson was all about that, isn't it? Don't judge other people. If somebody is doing something, they are doing because their nature is like that. And all kinds of people exist in this world. We are not supposed to be judgmental. Correct? Spiritual people are supposed to stay out of all these things. And in case you are coming in contact with them, you can just move out from that place. Move out means let the person pass. Road rage. Somebody is driving badly on the road. You don't stand over there and call me, you should be driving properly. No, he'll come and hit you. Stay out of that person. He's an ignorant person. He doesn't have any idea. Don't go in that person's way. If somebody is talking nonsense, don't go and encourage that person or say, you should not be doing this. Why? It is not your calling, isn't it? What is your calling? Your calling is to do your duty, progress in your life, and dedicate your life to the divine. Otherwise, why are you sitting over here? You should have been doing your MBA somewhere, right? Or you should have been doing something else. But you are sitting here for the satsang. And what is my job to teach you? Live your life with perfection, dedicated to the divine. Do not be judgmental. Don't get carried away by all kinds of affection in this world, attachments of all kind. Don't bother your head about any attachments, because at the end of the day, what are you attached about? Even if you are attached about your own face, your own body, it's not going to remain for long like that, isn't it? Don't get attached to your family, near and dear ones. If you are attached to your husband or wife or children or something, they're all going to go away one day. There are going to be fights, there are going to be problems. The whole world is full of problems. Why are we attached to all these people? We are supposed to have relationship with everybody. Correct? Everybody is near us. Relationships are there with them. See, in the body, there is blood. Correct? You think blood is only red blood corpuscles? No. There are white blood corpuscles, there are platelets, there are this, there are that, there are antibodies. So many things are there, no? This whole world is just like that. There are so many things in this world. You can get the good stuff, you can get the bad stuff, you can have bodies which are going to be detrimental to your growth. There are going to be people who are going to be, pushing you towards your growth. All kinds of people exist in this world. What as a blood I am supposed to do? If I am a red blood corpuscle, what am I supposed to do? I am just supposed to flow, isn't it? Flow in the body till the time my death comes. I am supposed to do my duty. What is my duty? Exchange, the gases. That is what I am supposed to do. If you are a white blood corpuscle, what are you supposed to do? Fight the enemies. So you are always going with your guns. Somebody comes, you are supposed to do that. If you are a platelet, what are you supposed to do? If there is a cut, you go and seal it up. Isn't that what you are supposed to do? If you are an antibody, your job is to fight with the body. That's all. Right? So there are good germs, bad germs also. Good viruses, bad viruses also. So you have gut bacteria, isn't it? We have gut bacteria also. We have good bacteria, you have bad bacteria. So are you not living in a world which is full of goodness and badness and everything that you think of? Your body is an entire universe full of that. So in your mind also, good thoughts, bad thoughts. Right? So who says that there is a devil outside? There is a devil inside of you also. And there is a God inside of you. So there are good bacteria, there are bad ones. There are good thoughts, there are bad thoughts. There are good cells, there are bad cells. Everything is there. Why are we bothered so much? Our job is to be good. Our job is to move towards goodness. All stories, are they not ending nicely? You all want all stories to end very nicely. Just imagine in a story, everybody is killed. And only the villain is the greatest thing on planet Earth. Do you think that is what you like? Whether it is Star Wars or Star Trek or whichever, you always want the hero to win, no? And you are the hero. You are the hero means also the heroine, okay? Hero, let's make that gender neutral. You are the hero. You are the superhero of that thing. So why not be the superhero and only focus your attention towards the Supreme Divine and keep on working in this world. Superhero, what do the superheroes do, They are only fighting crime, no? We are not supposed to be fighting crime. We are not here in this world. But we have to be good. Be nice, be kind, be considerate, be compassionate to people around us. So if you have listened to this song of the sannyasi, of the Avanti Brahmana, which is the scientific knowledge about the Absolute, who thus meditate upon it in full attention. You have given your full attention to it? Very good. Will never be overwhelmed by the dualities of material happiness and distress. There are the dualities in this world. What are the dualities? Something is good, something is bad. So you will not get disturbed by them. And you will move around in your world completely lost in the divine, doing your duty and being a perfect human being. So this is where we have come to the end of this chapter. This was chapter 23, the song of Avanti Brahmana. I will give a small recap of what we have learned and then we will stop. We are constantly getting disturbed by mental impressions about things around us. These mental impressions which are created in our mind are actually because of ignorance. Sometimes we say somebody is good, sometimes we say somebody is bad, somebody comes and praises us, somebody comes and disturbs us. Our job as spiritual beings is not to get carried away and become judgmental in this world. Don't judge anyone. If somebody is a Miss India or a Miss World, that is their job. If somebody is a villain in this world, that is their job. Everybody has their jobs written for them. If there is a leader, he has become a leader because God has given him the leadership position. If somebody has become a poor man, God has given him that position. We are not supposed to judge anybody. Don't get carried away by what friends and relatives and every other person says. The song of the Brahmana was telling us to be completely neutral, having equanimity of mind. When you have equanimity of mind, you will not get swayed here and there. This mind which is unoccupied can then be occupying the Divine Lord's feet. So always think about the Divine Lord, Krishna, Jesus, whomsoever that you want to feel, and be lost in Him. Meanwhile, doing your material worldly duties. Never be judgmental. Do not say anything bad about any other person. And carry on with your life. If you have heard this story, follow this and be a good person. This is called the song of Avanti Brahmana. So we have come to the end of this chapter. Next time we will open up with a new chapter called Philosophy of Samkhya. So I'll see you all. You have a very good day or a good evening. Take care. Bye.